Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, if I can call you all that. All the speakers before me have really ignited our minds about the innovations that are happening around us. And Halim has actually blown our mind with his dance performance. And I would like to introduce you all to the human side of life today. And before that, I would like you to see a couple of pictures. So are these pictures as disturbing to you as they are to me? Do you know how much food gets wasted every single day around the globe? Well, so if you can't feed 100 people, just feed one, said Mother Teresa. Okay? So before I go any further, I'm an interior designer by profession and an enthusiastic volunteer with a non-profit volunteer-based organization called Robinhood Army. So in life, we all must have gone through so many experiences. The experiences help us grow. They become the person that we are, and they change our attitude towards many things that we come across in our life. Today, I would like to share with you all a couple of experiences that I have been through, since you all are in your formative years, and it'll be really beneficial if you're socially aware of certain things for the betterment of the society. When I was a child, I used to see my parents distribute food to the needy once a week. I never understood why they did what they did, but then it did leave a long-lasting impact on my subconscious. Little did I realize then that they were sowing a seed in my mind which would at a later date become my passion for which I would dedicate my time. I was looking at ways and opportunities and openings to pursue this feeling that I had in me. As I started growing older, my parents encouraged me to spend all my birthdays by serving the poor and the needy in the old age homes and the orphanages. The happiness and contentment that I used to get by doing that was really priceless. After all, we all look for contentment in life, and each of us get it in our own ways, given our life stage and occupation. But I realized that charity is something which is independent of all these things. And no matter in what stage we are, whether you're young or old, rich or poor, whether you're in a high-level management or a beginner or a student, we all could contribute in this domain with the same kind of an effectiveness. So like I said, I was looking for openings, opportunities to do something which could actually affect the society, which could make me give an impact to the betterment of the society. That's when I was introduced to Robinhood Army by my nephew. So Robinhood Army, what does it do? It collects surplus leftover food from the restaurants and distributes it to the needy. Simple, right? Not really. So before I get into the details of RHA, as we call it in short, initially, to be very frank, I was a little apprehensive about joining this group. All the Robins, as we call ourselves, are in their 20s and 30s. So even the founders, Neil Ghosh and Anand Sinha, who founded RHA in 2014 in Delhi, they're in their 20-somethings. So when I wanted to join, I called the founder of RHA Hyderabad, Aditya Gupta, again a 20-something, and said, I was interested in joining this organization, but I definitely do not fall under the 20, not even the 30 categories. So he said, all that RHA needs is our commitment and time. Today, RHA Hyderabad has the youngest Robin, who is 3 years old, and an oldest Robin, who is 80 years old. So I joined RHA in 2014 December, and in May 2015 I was made one of the chapter heads of RHA, and in February 2016 I was made the city head of Hyderabad. So when I joined, Hyderabad had about 3 chapters with about 40 volunteers serving food for about 500 people, and today Hyderabad has about 9 chapters with about 250 volunteers serving food for about 5,000 people per month. So how does RHA work? The food that is collected from the restaurants to distribute to the needy is distributed by teams of Robins who become responsible for specific areas. They scout for restaurants, they talk to the owners of the restaurants to give us the surplus food instead of throwing it out. They identify clusters of people and then do the distribution. Today, RHA has its presence in about 40 cities in India and about 13 countries abroad. So why do we need RHA to be present in so many countries with so many volunteers doing what we are doing? So let me show you in what all ways food gets wasted on a daily basis. Let's start with the food wastage at home. We have all been told since childhood that we are not supposed to waste food, but unfortunately, that still happens. We generally buy more food and groceries than we actually need and stack them at the back of our refrigerators and let them die slowly. Sometimes we cook more food. We have the best intentions, but then a little bit of wastage on a daily basis adds up to the entire global situation. So let's see what happens when we eat out. We all love eating out. We generally order more food than we actually can consume. And we all know at the back of our minds, when the waiter comes to clear the leftover food, he's going to take the food and dump them in the dustbins. The percentage of people who leave food whenever they eat out is close to about 27%. Now coming to the weddings, let's see what happens in our weddings. Indians are by large, they spend lavishly on their weddings, and even a balanced middle class family takes out all their life savings and spends them on the weddings of the children. The way food is eaten and wasted in weddings is an eye-opener for all of us. Today, I will not be wrong when I say that the status of a person is directly proportionate to the number of dishes he serves in a wedding. Piles of food gets wasted. They get trashed into the dustbin. So if you look at the situation globally, I would like to give you some statistics which may probably surprise you or even shock you. 1.3 billion tons of food gets wasted every year. 1.3 billion tons, out of which just a quarter of the food that is wasted can serve about 795 million undernourished people across the globe. India ranks 63rd out of the 78 countries in terms of supply of insufficient food for its entire population. 1/3 of the world's malnourished children live in India. Malnourished mothers give birth to underweight babies, out of which 20% of them die before they reach the age of 5. So there is so much scope for us to do something in this situation. There is a need for us to unite globally at multiple levels to at least lessen the situation, if not eradicate it completely. So this is how it is when food gets wasted. So how is RHA different? You know, there are a lot of organizations who are fighting against hunger, but RHA is a little different from others. RHA does not take any monetary donations. All the donations that we take are only in the form of food or items that can be distributed. We do not compromise on the quality of the food that is distributed. Whenever we get a call for distribution of food, we taste the food and then only take it up for distribution. Decentralization is the key factor in the success of RHA. Every city has its own background, its own setup, and the new RHA chapters work as mini startups, taking the best models from the already existing chapters. Our Robins are the backbone of RHA. So we all consider ourselves as a massive family growing constantly, globally, fighting against hunger. So these are our Robins. So how does RHA work? Each city is divided into different chapters, and each chapter has a dedicated drive, a dedicated day to do a drive. Here I would like to proudly say that Hyderabad does a drive every single day of the week. So, and apart from the regular drives or the regular connect we have with the restaurants who give us the food, we also do something called the ad hoc drives. Ad hoc drives wherein we get a call any time of the day or night saying that there is surplus food left over and that we should come and collect it and distribute it. So some days we do about, we do late night drives where, we serve thousands of people, then we do 7 drives in a day. Depending on the calls that we get, we take up the ad hoc drives. The whole RHA family comes together whenever there is a calamity in any city. For example, last year when Hyderabad was in floods, we got together and distributed food and clothes for the people in need. So apart from this, like I said, that RHA is present in so many countries. RHA India and RHA Pakistan have been celebrating the Independence Day together for the past 2 years. Last year, we served about 500,000 people across both the countries. So social media has been really kind enough to spread a word about us. The mainstream media like the visual or the print have been really gracious to report our activities. So we started an academy. What we did when we do the distributions, we came to know that a lot of children who study struggle with their studies because both the parents are uneducated. So we have started something called a Robinhood Academy, wherein our Robins teach all these children during the weekends. So now you understand. There is so much of scope for us to do so many things, and it's been really kind of the organizers to make me talk just before the lunch session. So I hope that you will not waste food further to this, and you will contribute in the betterment of the society by joining RHA or starting RHA in Warangal and distributing whatever is left over to the people in need. Thank you.